starting at the end there, that last possession, kind of a unique situation without any centers. I assume that factors into the decision not to foul up three and just kind of play out that possession.
Yeah, we tried to foul up three in the overtime. Şengün got loose. Bruce, we were trying to connect everybody 1 through 5, foul on the catch. I had a timeout to advance it, but he got loose, to their point. I thought they did a good job. He slipped out of their action. We took KD away, which was the whole point of it, and we wanted them to catch the ball with their back to the basket. Bruce was smart, though. Once he faced up to the rim, now all bets are off, and you can just try to contest, but you can't foul in that situation. So we're going to keep working on it. It's been a unique situation for us. You know, the Steph one, the first game of the year, was just a screw up and a switch. And this one is just being more physical when we switch 1 through 4, 1 through 5, whatever who's in the game. On the flip side of all that, you're telling guys to foul, and they just did at the end of regulation, and we tied the game. So these situations are not perfect by any means, but we'll keep working on it. There's going to be times in the season that we have to foul, and I'll be honest, man. There's so many layers to it. Okay, so you foul and you execute it. I think we could block them out on a free throw. I mean, there's so many things you think about. Adams comes back in the game. It's Şengün and Adams you're trying to block out with no Nikola, no Valanciunas. So a lot of the decisions we made, there was a lot of, but this could not work out also. So I was really proud of the guys. They just did what they had to do. And we're going to keep working on the situational basketball as best we can defensively.
You guys finished the game without a center. There were multiple times I saw you guys calling plays, and guys didn't really know where they were because they were playing a lot of position because the coach was kind of forcing. What did it say about your guys' just mental fortitude to just fight through that tonight? Because that looked really tough out there.
It did, and I think we were trying very hard to get the matchup that we could get when you're playing that small. We did a great job when Jokic was still in of finding the matchup, playing the pick and roll, and just finding the right play. Found the pocket. Our spacing was much better towards the end, the flat spacing that led to Spencer's three. We got really good looks once we really opened the court up for our two guys. So there was a ton of positives and then a ton of film to watch so we can work on in the case that Valanciunas and Jokic foul out of a game in that game. So it's something we'll have to talk about, though, because it could happen. You know what I mean? So it was a really great effort by our guys out there, man. They just made enough plays to win the game against a really, really good team.
Spencer Jones, a couple of big threes late and a couple of great possessions defensively on Amen Thompson. You've been a believer of his from the jump. I'm just curious what you saw from your two-way guy tonight.
Yeah, it's the same thing he always was, which is the defense that he brings, the intensity on the rebound. It's just the growth and confidence to shoot the ball when he's open. And that's been something we've been preaching to the whole team. Honestly, since the playoffs ended last year, is for us to succeed as a team, then everybody's got to be a part of it, and it can't be Jokic shooting a fadeaway all the time or Jamal going 1-on-4 because he has nowhere else to go. If we execute correctly and we find you, and that's the best shot possible, we trust you to shoot it, we trust you to make it. So it's good to see Spence do that. In a game, man, by the way, where he's chasing Durant around, going through pick and rolls, to your point, guarding Thompson, walling up at the rim. We had him on Şengün. I mean, it's a lot of responsibility, man, for a guy that was on a two-way contract, is on a two-way contract, and then on top of all that, he makes the three and the biggest part of the game. So nothing but positive things to say about Spence.
What can you say about Peyton last night?
Well, a lot of discomfort. It was bone on bone. It's one of those things where I think it could be totally fine tomorrow, but it hurt him. I mean, it was one of those stingers that he just couldn't get himself, warmed up again. And Pate's a tough kid, so when he called for the sub and fouled, you knew it wasn't good. But nothing long term, as far as I understand, just probably a bone bruise. Sometimes those can be really painful. It sucked to lose Pate. It made Spence actually Spence played so many minutes because he had to stay with Durant's minutes. So team effort. When Peyton goes down, somebody else steps up.
You kind of touched on it there, but that injury happened midway through the first quarter. How much did you guys kind of have to adjust your defensive game plan on the fly?
Yeah, not only the game plan, but the rotation itself. It's sometimes as people go out, we already have people out. You can't just run those guys into the ground. And so you almost have to recreate the rotation you went into the game with. And so we were pulling guys in and out and all those things. And yet it changed us defensively. I thought it got Şengün going a little bit because we had to put different matchups on different people. He got into space and scored. But I give our guys so much credit. I mean, we were doubling a lot, we're flying around, we're rotating, and then I'm asking you to also keep them off the glass. You know, it's not that easy, man. You know, when you put 2 on Durant, the shot goes up, and Steven Adams and Thompson are crashing the glass. It's just everybody do as well as you can do with 100% effort, and it'll work out in the end. And that's kind of what this was.
David, I know you care first and foremost about winning the game, but was there ever a moment during that game where you said to yourself, wow, look at the skill level on the 2 starting centers?
Yeah, it's, the NBA is, I don't know, it's in such a good place right now. The skill set in some of these guys is outrageous. The way they can shoot it, pass it, handle it. Şengün and Nikola both, isoing at the nail. What Durant is and what he has been, it's just, he's a legendary player. So both these games we played them, I'd pay to watch this. Like these 2 teams are very even, and it comes down to a few plays here or there to see who wins the game, just like it was in Houston.
Bit of a shameless one. In Denver, locally, we call it JOKMAS. On December 15th, he became the full-time starter in 2016.
That's cool.
I was curious if you ever heard of that, if it means anything to you, if there's any way I can coax you into a quote about JOKMAS at all.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like every day is that. Like he's our best, he's our best player, and he's won a lot of awards and stuff. So we're lucky to have him on this day and tomorrow, and however many days he decides to stay here in Denver, Colorado.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thanks.
Nikola and Jamal.